Mizutsune is one of the new monsters coming for the Summer Season Part 2 update, and I think it's the perfect addition to Monster Hunter Now's roster, because it does two things for the game. As monster hunters, we want to experience the thrill of the hunt. We want to hunt down cool monsters that provide us with a unique challenge that's both fun and rewarding. Mizutsune provides all that. As one of the four flagship monsters of Monster Hunter Generations, Mizutsune was the one that stood out the most for me. In terms of fun and challenging, Mizutsune introduced the unique Bubble Blight mechanic. As Mizutsune moves around, it blows out a bunch of bubbles. Now in mainline games, getting hit by these bubbles will create a small foam layer over your armor, and it actually gives you a buff. Getting a minor Bubble Blight reduces stamina consumption and even boosts your ability to dodge attacks. Sometimes you will even see green and red bubbles. The green bubbles can heal you and the red ones give you an attack buff. It's actually not bad, but if you get hit by the bubbles again, more foam will form on your armor and now it becomes a debuff. From a minor Bubble Blight, it becomes a major Bubble Blight. It will cause you to slip and slide around when you dodge, making you vulnerable to attack. To remove the Bubble Blight, you will need to use a cleanser. But we don't have that in Monster Hunter now. So the only way to remove the bubbles is to let Mizutsune hit you. Now Major Bubble Blight will be a huge problem. But the bigger issue I'm worried about is how will our phones handle all those bubbles? For sure, there will be a lot of bubbles flying around on our screens, and I just hope the game won't crash. So Mizutsune will be a very fun and challenging monster to hunt, but it won't matter if it's not rewarding. Don't you worry, cause farming Mizutsune will for sure be rewarding, because it will be adding new awesome water weapons, which we badly need in Monster Hunter now. Currently, our only water options are Jagras, Juratotus, and Coral Puke weapons. The Coral Puke weapons are already good, but not all weapon types have access to these, and they're stuck with the Jura weapons. In Rise, there's a Mizutsune weapon for all weapon types, and they come with beautiful designs and high affinity. The SNS is a fan, and the shield is a bracelet. That's freaking awesome. Since these weapons have affinity, fast attacking weapons will greatly benefit from that extra affinity, especially the longsword and the dual blades. For the longest time, you longsword and dual blade mains were forced to use the Jura weapons because it was your only water option. But now, you guys can finally upgrade to the Mizu weapons. For Monster Hunter now, its stats are probably going to be the same as the Barioth and Kezu weapons. They're both elemental weapons with high affinity. So let's quickly go through the Mizu weapons in Rise and let's see how they might be added in Monster Hunter now. First off, let's look at the Gunlance. The Mizu Gunlance in Rise is a long type Gunlance. Now, affinity with a long type Gunlance is not really ideal. You'll be using charge shelling most of the time, and I think it'd be better as a wide type Gunlance like the Barioth and the Kezu Gunlance. In fact, the Kezu Gunlance in Rise was a long type Gunlance, but for Monster Hunter now, they changed it into a wide Gunlance. So I'm hoping they do the same for the Mizu Gunlance. I honestly prefer the wide Gunlance playstyle, because firing the Wormstake is so much fun. For the Mizutsune Charge Blade in Monster Hunter Rise, it's an Impact File Charge Blade. Now these stats are pretty bad for Monster Hunter now. Impact files on an elemental charge blade isn't really ideal, and having higher raw is better than having affinity on a charge blade, since in Monster Hunter now, we don't have the Savage Axe mode, where you turn your charge blade into a chainsaw. Because of that missing feature, there's not a lot of ways to take advantage of the extra affinity that the Mizu charge blade provides. So the best thing we can hope for is to get water elemental files on the Mizu Charge Blade for Monster Hunter Now. In Monster Hunter Rise, the Mizu bow has all rapid charge shots. Now this Mizu bow might end up like the Kezu bow in Monster Hunter Now. The Kezu bow also has affinity, but instead of its charge shots being all spread, the Mizu bow might have all rapid shots and maxed out at level 4 as well. You can also craft a Mizutsune Greatsword, a Mizutsune Hammer, and a Mizutsune Lance in Monster Hunter Rise. But who knows? Some Mizutsune weapons might not even make it into Monster Hunter Now. And it wouldn't be the end of the world for these weapon types, since they already have Coral Puke alternatives in Monster Hunter Now. Now these are all just speculation, and things might be very different by the time Mizu drops next week. So if you're planning to upgrade your water weapons to Mizu weapons, these are the stats that you might be looking at. So what do you guys think about these Mizutsune weapons? Let me know in the comments below. Mizutsune is weak against Thunder and Dragon, so if you're looking for an elemental build to use against Mizutsune, be sure to check out this video next.